Blog Talk Radio.
Listen to me good. The artist is the most important person. You are the teacher. People listen to you, they don't listen to their preachers.
Exaggerated tales of hustling, we quick to pass judgment and fail our brothers. Instead of talking about Laura Hill, talk about Laura Skill. Truth be told, there may never be a girl as hell. Don't gossip about Dame Dash, give props to Dame Head. For the rise of Jay and Persona Kanye, man, niggas is crazy. That's why we ain't got shit. Rappers hate each other, not the labels that got rich. Don't care about culture, they only want profit. If your album sells slow, bet you get dropped quick. Q2.
What's going on, y'all? This is Beat Street Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Lee, MKA The Hoops Guru. Today is Thursday, September the 4th. And for all my sports fans, it's a day that'll live in infamy for the simple fact it's the start of the NFL season. Not too much infamy, but a little bit. We like to get things going. So what we're going to do today is go over each game for the upcoming week in week one of the NFL season, and I'll make my predictions. Hopefully my right-hand man to get up in here, and we'll have him make his prediction as well. And as we speak, he comes in right on the dime. MKA, what's going on, fella?
Yeah, what's the deal, son? What you know? Came answer my bill wrong already. What'd you do?
What's up?
I said, what'd you already say already?
I ain't saying anything, man. I'm just introducing the show. That's all, man. So also,
okay.
You know, you came in right on time. So you know, I give you a little bit of credit, but just letting everybody know this is week one in the NFL. We're gonna make our picks for each week. For each game this week, and see how we fare. Last year, MKA took the belt, so I want to see if I could bounce back a little bit this year.
And come from behind fashion, I might add.
Yeah, he did. You know, I kind of jumped out on a limb a little bit on some of those games, and it didn't work out. But, hey, that happens. But, you know, we might as well get to it because there's a lot of games this week, which I like. I love when they don't have any bye weeks. You can actually, you know, get into a little bit of NFL games. So let's start with week one. There's a big game tonight. You got the Green Bay Packers at the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, I'll go first because I'll just be quickest. As I always say, if you playing Seattle at home, it's a loss. So I got Seattle, 24, Packers. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give them 10. All right, you can go ahead and go now.
I think they might do better I think the Packers may do better than that. But unfortunately, they are playing in the Pacific Northwest, man, and that building is not fun for opposing teams. I'm interested to see if the referees will allow these corners to play, how tight they're going to call it with the flag. See if that messes with them psychologically at all. But, you know, you got the home the champ. They're playing at home their first time in front of their crowd since they won. It's just going to be too difficult for Green Bay to win in that environment. I'm thinking Seattle as well at home. I think it's going to be tighter than you think, though. Buffalo at Chicago.
Let's see. I have Chicago winning this game because of the ineffectiveness of E.J. Manuel, and this will be the start of him making himself look suspect, and Kyle Orton eventually taking the job, which is the reason why he went there, because he sees an opportunity to take the place of a young, struggling quarterback and try to get some running, because he really enjoyed getting a little taste from the game he lost against the Eagles last year when he was with the Cowboys. So I'll take the Bears in a close game only because they have a good defense, but eventually they'll get worn out. So I'm going with Cutler.
I'm in the same boat. I think the Bills are young. It's on the road week one. Chicago has a pretty solid defense. They'll be able to get to EJ a little bit. Cutler, you know, he's not my man, but he does know how to put points on the board. So he'll get that team driving, and they'll go ahead and handle their business in week one. So I'm taking the Bears as well. Now, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Johnny Manziel probably not going to start. Your man Hoyer should get the rock. They're going down to Pittsburgh. Do you think Pittsburgh won't have as much steam behind them, the fact that Manziel's not going to be out there as opposed to Hoyer, or does that make a difference in this rivalry?
Oh, no, that doesn't matter because this is the division game. Cleveland's defense is going to go and keep it close, but Hoyer, I'm kind of disappointed in him because he's not even making basic quarterback plays. He's looking real erratic, which I don't really understand why they made him the starter, but it is what it is. So I have Big Ben in him starting the season off right, getting a win at the crib against the Browns. And you'll see Manziel in probably some packages, but you just won't see him as a starting quarterback.
You know, so they're going to treat him like Tim Tebow with the Jets,
no.
I guess, or he'll actually have some series to run, not just come in for a player.
He'll come in for packages, maybe like short yards, maybe goal line, something like that. They're not going to alternate series, nothing like that, but he will play. But they ain't going to be nothing like Tebow, because Tebow's playing special teams. So.
I don't like juggling. I don't like stuff like that in the NFL. Honestly, I just think it's, that in college, NFL, it just doesn't seem to be effective. I think whoever you're starting, you need to get all the reps, man. So it'll be interesting to see what transpires. But I'm thinking the Steelers are well. They're at home. Yeah, the Browns defense is a little bit. We'll keep it tight, but offensively they haven't shown me any life whatsoever. Switching back with quarterbacks, I don't think there's going to be any consistency with the receivers or even with the line. I just don't think they have an identity on offense, and that's going to cost them week 1. So I'm picking the Steelers. This is going to be a tough game to pick, man. Jacksonville at the Eagles.
I'm going with my man Chip Kelly. Jacksonville coming to town. They're going to win by default because Chad Henne starting. So that means they're not going to get nothing done offensively, and that the Eagles should be able to do what they want to against the Jags defense, which is pretty good. But, again, they're going to get us in the field for a couple of plays, despite the fact that if the Jags do anything offensively, it'll be because of how inept the Eagles defense is. So, but, they can't deal with him in a shootout. So, I'm going to say the Eagles in an easy win, 10-plus points.
Why isn't Bortles starting?
Bortles is not starting because they're concerned with their offensive line, and they don't want him to be like a David Carr situation where they feel like they'll ruin them and things of that nature. But I think the kid's pretty tough. I think he can handle it. Plus, also, I think, the fans deserve, since they finally did get a right quarterback, they deserve to see this guy play. And plus, he's outplayed Kenny during the whole preseason. But the general manager and the coaching staff, they want to go and ease him in slowly and not expose him because they feel like they got plenty of time. So that's what they choose to do. I don't think it's the right decision. Matter of fact, I know it's not the right decision, but you know what? It's their team, so it is what it is.
This is just one of those organizations to me that seems like they just want to lose their franchise. The fans don't come enough as it is. Tebow's there for free. They should have got him. At least it would have put butts in the seats, and who knows, could even transpire to win. Now they have a rookie quarterback they take, because I guess he is a quarterback as opposed to Tebow not being a quarterback. And then, they're going to usher him not play him, which is, to me, not the trend in the NFL anymore. Especially when you don't have a solid vet in front of him. It looks like, go ahead and put this guy out week 1, have some excitement behind your team, and start trying to create a culture. But instead, they do the opposite as they always do, and that's the reason they're going to go down in Philly and get handled well. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Sproles works in this new offense, especially he's on a fantasy team. So that's it, man. I'm eager to see that game, see how many points they're actually going to put on, and see if Foles is showing some consistency now that he knows the job is actually his full time, as opposed to switching back and forth with Vic. Patriots at the Dolphins. There was a report. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying I saw a little report about Tom Brady having out of practice with some type of calf strain or something. Is that just typical Patriots banter, nothing to worry about? And
I would say so. But right now, Brady and Peyton are both getting tired of everybody asking, like, how long can they keep this up because they're old. But, they're still more than effective. So that question shouldn't really be getting brought up because neither one of them are showing any signs of slowing down. But yeah, Brady's old faithful. He'll do what he do, and I know I'm going to pick the Patriots in this one, even though Miami defense is tough. Now, the only thing I can't account for is that the Dolphins are going to be running fast-paced offense similar to the Eagles because they did have one of the chips coordinators went down to Miami, and he took over the offense. So they're supposed to be like basically Eagles South, but they don't have the personnel the Eagles have. But it's an interesting concept of seeing more and more of these teams go to these fast-paced offense to where the defense is out. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off. But it's the first year they're doing it, so I'm still gonna go with the Patriots.
Who's starting for the Dolphins this year? Is it still Henning?
No, Dolphins is Tannehill.
Oh, them dudes like the same to me. Yeah, Tannehill, he did have a decent year last year. But
despite the fact he was getting slam damn.
But they're not beating the Pats, man. The Pats are going to be, when we're talking week 17, the Patriots are going to be right there where they always are. They're going to be in the hunt again to get to another Super Bowl, and I think they're going to show it week 1. I believe Tom has some new toys to play with as well. Their defense looks like it's shored up itself a little bit with Revis Island.
Oh, yeah.
So the Patriots should be just as strong as ever, Are they going to be as good as, what year did they go undefeated? 07, I think.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, 07. So, I think we'll see these guys playing around 14 wins or something like that. And they're not going to lose a division game starting off. If they do, it's going to make me take a real hard second look at the Dolphins, but we're giving this one to the Pats. Now, this is where it gets interesting, my brother. The Saints at Atlanta.
Again, this is tier number 2. If you go to the Superdome, that's a loss. So, by that virtue, I'm picking the Saints, and also the fact that
they're not in the Superdome, bro.
Where?
They're in the Georgia Dome.
Oh, well, here's the thing. In New Orleans, I know it's definitely a win for them. Good in Atlanta. You know what? I'm going to say the Saints sweep them because Atlanta's defense is horrible. They don't really have they got your boy for the Giants back in the day, bull. O.C. You're trying to be a pass rusher. I know everybody talking about him in down years. They're going to come out all hyped up and things of that nature. But I don't believe that they're going to be able to run the ball. And on defense, I don't see they have anything for stopping Breeze in them. And if it comes down to a shootout, I'm going to take Breeze over Ryan and Julio Jones and Roddy White. So Atlanta could win that game because they're at home. But the Saints have a better offense, head coach, and also defense. So I think they're going to get swept this year. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the Saints on the road to get the W.
Well, you know what? This is one of those games where it's gonna come down to, because I'm picking Atlanta. I think, you have a team that just came off a hard knock, so they're probably a little more focused in camp than they have been in the past. And fortunately that they're following up with a home game. I think there's going to be a lot of buzz in the area at home. And also, they spent a lot of their time to focus about being soft on the defensive end. So I think you'll see an emphasis in that part. But still, Jimmy Graham's a hard dude to stop. So, and they don't have an answer for him. So who knows if, this is going to make a difference. But I'm going to lean towards them a little bit because they have home advantage. Matty Ice needs to turn to Matty Fire, though. He needs to get a little fire behind his butt and show me a little more Aaron Rodgers in his bloodstream than Eli Manning. But I just have a feeling Atlanta's going to, and because it's a rival, they'll play with a little more focus this week, and I think they'll come out with a small victory against the Saints.
Okay, so that's our first difference of opinion, right?
Yep, that's a split. That's a split right there. There might be a few more. The Panthers at the Bucks.
Oh,
interesting game.
Another easy one for me. Now, Cam is injured right now. They give him the extra armor on his flak vest. They say he may be probable, but that fool's gonna play. So, and then when he does play, he's going to see a much improved Tampa defense. And I just feel
Yes,
because of the fact he has backs that get hurt, and also he has unproven wide receivers, even though I think the rookie from Florida State is going to have a very good year. Kelvin Benjamin, I think that's his name, from FSU. I just don't see the Panthers having the skill players to go ahead and exploit Tampa's cover 2. And even though I'm not a big fan of McCown, I'm going to give Tampa the W in the BAO.
Hey, you know I like McCown. I think he's going to be the difference as opposed to the drama they went through last year. Because I believe they started off the season with a lot of some games they could have won. Would have made their season look a lot better than it was. I think, now that they actually have a quarterback that everybody's going to rally around, the defense is solid. I think it's always been pretty solid. So just tightening up. I still don't. No, they got a new coach. They got rid of that clown anyway. They got Lovey down there, right? Yeah, that's right. And I think, that coach was terrible, man. That dude was terrible. But, I think Lovey as well is going to make the team a lot more accountable. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the victory as well against the Panthers.
I just want to know, because you're such a big fan of McCown, I just want to know, like, when we get, like, midway through the season and when he gets benched, I just want to know what you're going to be saying then. But, okay.
Who's you going to get benched for?
Mike Lennon.
I don't know who that is.
So I know that's the guy who was starting last year. But it's okay. He's a second-year player. But it's all right though, because I know you were big in this McCown thing, thinking he was better at color and stuff. But this is gonna come back to haunt you, just so you know.
You act like McCown wasn't balling last year, man. I need you to
that's the first time in his whole NFL career as a journeyman he was balling, because he finally was in a system that worked for him. He's not playing in the same system in Tampa, so he's not going to be the same player. But I'm gonna let you see that. You got to eat that during the season, so you might as well get ready.
Right? That's sometimes what you need. You need to be in the right environment to prosper and to flourish, man. I think, they showed that confidence in them, so you never know, though. I mean, we've seen this guy before, though. We've seen backup quarterbacks play good and go to a new squad and then they turn to mush. So it is a probability, but hopefully I'm wrong, because he looked very good in Chicago, man. So hopefully it continues. Colts at the Broncos. That's kind of a rough game for somebody that went to, well, you know what? They did put both Super Bowl teams in rough Week 1 games, so I guess I don't have anything to say. But Colts at the Broncos.
I'm going with the Broncos. Start season off 1-0. They beat them last year in Indy. That was an emotional thing for Peyton. He, downplayed it, but he got caught up with stuff going on. And also, I can't front. Indy played a good game defensively with some pressures and stuff like that. But their best pass rusher, Matthews, will be out after going ahead and having to serve a 4-game suspension for taking some drugs because he couldn't get his hands up when him and his wife was trying to make a baby. So with their best defensive player not being there, I'm going to go ahead and go with Peyton. May not be a blowout, but I'm looking for the Denver to go ahead and win comfortably by 10+ points.
So it wasn't like they're saying they're talking about this dude got slipped a Mickey or Molly in his drink and didn't know, but really what it was is he was trying to get his procreation on, and you try to use some off the market Viagra.
Now what it was is that, basically, make a long story short, is that him and his wife was trying to procreate, and it turned out that his wife wasn't the problem, he was. So he ended up he referred with the doctors. They told him there was nothing in there that was going to make him go and come up hot. They were wrong. He brought the medical details to Goodell and his staff and showed them that, look, I never came up hot for nothing. This is, what it was. So he really basically put himself out there, hoping that, Goodell and them would be like, okay, you know what, we'll give you a pass. Okay, you must not know who the commissioner is. Goodell said, yeah, that's too bad for you, sorry. And he still slammed him with the 4-game piece. So that's what it is.
It's a little heavy, man, with the NFL, but I thought for drugs though you got 6 weeks instead of 4. Like, is Goodell calling this on his own? Is he not using the chart? How's this working out?
Well, this is the guy's first offense, so that's why he got 4 games.
I thought it didn't matter, man. I thought it was 6, but oh well, he got 4. Luckily for the Broncos, they have enough toys to not really miss Wells Walker that much. this team, they're playing at home. Going to have proof to the world that, that butt whooping they took in the Super Bowl wasn't a fluke. So I think they're going to take this out on the Colts. But the Colts are a good team, man. So I think it's going to be another one of those shootouts. I don't think the Broncos are going to shut them down. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all, but you may see something like 42-35 or the 28, something like that. So I think there's definitely going to be points scored on the board. But I think the Broncos will be the ones that are winning at the end of the game. So I'm with you on that one, too. I want to see how Hakeem Nicks looks for them, too. It'll be interesting. Bengals at the Ravens.
Well, I'm going to go ahead, Bengals at Ravens. I'm taking the Bengals, even though I'm kind of shaky. I think they'll be good on offense because they're changing the offense a little bit because that guy, that Jay Gruden, is now the head coach in Washington. Now, I don't know who the defensive coordinator is since Zimmer is now the coach in Minnesota, and that's a lot for a team to overcome when you lose both your coordinators. But because of the fact that I have went ahead and stayed firm that as soon as the two Hall of Famers, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, were going to leave Baltimore, that Flacco was getting exposed, this is year 2 of exposure. So I'm going to say they go down at the crib, and Cincinnati goes ahead and comes out of there with the victory. And it's primarily going to be because of what Flacco doesn't do, reason why they lose the game.
I really don't have any reason to pick the Ravens, but I'm picking the Ravens anyway because I don't trust the Bengals. They sold me out week after week last year, so I'm going to start this week. I'm starting this week off going against them. I'm picking the Ravens. They are at home. I still think, they have the same head coach, and, he's always proven to keep his team in the mix. So it'll be interesting. Wait, Ray Rice is out, right? He is out this game.
He's out for 2 games.
Yeah, he's out for 2 games.
Be the starter.
This is a tough one, man. I'm going to just, you know what? I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to stick with the Ravens, and I have no reason or rhyme to tell you why I think they're going to win, honestly. Like I said, I really don't – Dalton hasn't proven himself to me yet to the level of approval that you give him. He's like Josh McCown to me. I know you think it's blasphemous, but the way you think of Josh McCown anyway. But I'm just not sold on him.
It's different. It's different because, I'm not sold on Dalton, but he's nowhere near McCown because McCown has never been a consistent starter or taken his team to the playoffs as Dalton has and also won a division. I need Dalton to play better. But, McCown he's a German quarterback that just happened to fall into the right system. But like I said, he'll fall into space. We'll have this conversation later. So,
how healthy are the Bengals receivers right now?
As far as I know, they don't have no major injuries. The only thing they have is Geno Atkins, defensive tackle. He tore his knee up last year, but I believe that he's supposed to be in the starting lineup. But aside from that, they're healthy across the board as far as I know.
Oh, I thought Green might have had something he was dealing with. But, yeah, man, that's one of those ones I might regret or, hey, I might just be lucky. But I'm not really excited about either one of those teams, but I'm just going to go with the Ravens because they're at home and they do have a history of being really solid on the defensive end. And, they have a way of making games ugly and squeaking them out. So that's the edge I'm going to give them. Okay. This is an interesting game. The Washington Redskins at Houston.
Now, this game could be an easy victory for Houston, but it's not going to be because their quarterback is Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he is going to sell them out because this is another guy that has no business being a starter. He's a backup, and he's going to do things. He does inexplicable plays at the wrong time to cost the team victories. But I do expect the Texans' defense to be very good throughout the whole year. I'm expecting big things between Watt and my man Clowney. I'm going to see it that either Fitzpatrick is going to set him out with decision-making and throws, and I'm still not sure about the health of Arian Foster. So because of injury concerns and bad quarterback play, I'm taking the Redskins to go ahead and win this game because even if RG3 doesn't play his A-B game, I believe his C game will still be good enough to outperform
Fitzpatrick against a defense that he should kill, because now the Redskins have a great defense, even though their defense will be more aggressive this year because the new head coach won't hold back the defense coordinator as Shanahan did. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Redskins.
I'm really tempted to take the Redskins. I'm very tempted because I don't really like the Texans' offense. Like, I don't know their receivers. I don't know who Hopkins or Posey is. Johnson, he's still, hopefully is like himself 2 years ago.
He had a good year last year.
Yeah. Didn't he get hurt, though? I'm assuming he
got a little nicked up, but he didn't get any attention. Yeah. But
I don't think Fitzpatrick is as bad as you say he was. I mean, he was pretty solid in Buffalo for the little time he was there.
Are you worried the fact that he played like the last 6 games last year for Tennessee? So you didn't pick Tennessee in no games he started. So it's kind of funny you saying it to me right now.
I didn't. I don't. See, Tennessee is one of them squads. I didn't pay attention too much last year.
Oh, okay.
He
played last year's game.
I thought Locker held it down. I thought Locker held it down.
Locker was hurt
last year.
Locker was hurt, then he came in, and that's when the team went downhill. But go ahead, continue.
But on the other end, I haven't liked RG3 at all in the preseason, and I think the Texans' defense at home that first week is going to be nasty. And I think that he's going to get I think your man's going to get hit a lot this game. And I think that may rattle him some. In the preseason, I just haven't saw anything of RG3 to be impressed to see that he looks like the guy 2 years ago.
So your pick is?
The Texans.
All right.
At home.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, man. I know you probably laughing like, yeah, I got him. But we'll see. Tennessee at the Chiefs.
I'm going to go ahead and take KC there at the house. Looking for Alex Smith to go ahead and continue what we did last year. You got the superb player Jamal Charles. And I think Tennessee defensively, they might be solid. It's going to come down to Locklear. He's going to have Wisenhunt going ahead and put stuff together for him. But it's going to be the first week, and I know KC has those 2 pass rushes in Houston and Tom Ali. So I'm going to go ahead and take KC at the crib, defense to run the game, and Alex Smith.
I mean, I'm picking KC as well. I'm not picking Tennessee. Not even that's the type of squad, I have to at least see like week 3 to even believe in them. To tell the truth, I don't know if they're going to be better or worse than last year or anything. Last year they were weird though, because their record was better than what you saw with them. Because I remember, if I remember right, they were kind of in the playoff hunt, kind of close to the end of the season. But Kansas City, I think, will continue the trend that they had last year as being one of the best teams in the AFC. This is an interesting game, too, and it's not powerhouses, but it's just going to be interesting in pick-wise. Vikings at the Rams.
I'm going to go ahead, and I'm taking the Vikings strictly, and I can't even say that either, but more so because of the fact that the Rams don't have a starting quarterback again in Sam Bradford. They're going to be starting Sean Hill. Sean Hill's another guy that has no business starting. He's a backup quarterback. They have a terrible offensive coordinator in Brian Schottenheimer. He has a great player in the making in my man Tavon Austin. He can't seem to get him the ball. And I just think they're just a mess on offense. Defensively, they should be solid, but you're going to have to score some points. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Minnesota. I'm not a big fan of Matt Castle, but I believe North Turner is going to put him in position to make easy throws and get the ball to Cordell Patterson and Kyle Rudolph. And, of course, AP is going to be there for the play action. And I have Minnesota going ahead and start the season off 1-0 on the road in St. Louis.
So Bridgewater is not getting the rock. They are going to go with Castle. Which, I mean, he's a veteran, I understand. Week 1, he has had some success.
Castle outplayed him during the preseason.
Say that again?
Castle outperformed Bridgewater in the preseason.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, Castle's has had some success in this league as well, you know. And Sean Hill, I'm sorry if I can't picture your face, I can't pick you to win. That's enough I'm going to say. I'm picking the Vikings to win this one, week 1 on the road. Raiders at the Jets.
Sure, Raiders at the Jets?
At the Jets.
Now, this is going to probably seem disrespectful to some people. But this is going to be hard for me and not at the same time because typically I go to a team that has a better quarterback, and even though Geno's in the second year, just going off of what I've seen last year and the potential of Derek Carr, I actually do think Oakland actually has the better quarterback on the field when they play. The only thing is that, you know, with Geno, it's with consistent play, and with Carr, it's inexperience. So at best, I'm going to say they're even, which is not a good look for Geno. But, I mean, I'm going to have to go with the Jets defense because those guys, they were, you know, really wrecking shop last year. Sheldon Richardson and the brother Muhammad, they was getting it in. And then, you know, I think that you can get at the Jets secondary, though, even though they do have one of the young safeties out of Louisville, Pryor. He will lay people out. I don't know if he's going to lay himself out, but he definitely will lay other people out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Jets because I think the Jets are going to go ahead and play, you know, smash mouth football with their 3 running backs they have, and they're going to play very aggressive D, and that's going to be a tough matchup for a rookie quarterback on the road in New York. So I'm really interested to see how Carr is going to react to all those things.
Well,
so I'm taking the Jets.
That's my assessment as well. I have no idea what the Raiders defense is going to look like, even though I don't expect the Jets offense to be that good. But on the converse, you know, I think the Jets, we know what the Jets defense is. That's the only real known in this game. So I got to pick the Jets at home behind their defense. Geno will be serviceable, and they'll squeak a close one out. 49ers at the boys.
Now, before all the injuries and people getting suspended for doggone, you know, pushing their wives, easily I would have went ahead and said San Francisco. I still want to go ahead and go. I want to go away from San Francisco, but I can't because they're playing the Cowboys, and they, hands down, have the worst defense in the whole entire league. And even though Kaepernick is not the greatest passer in the beginning of the season, and they have the issues they have on defense, I think that San Francisco will be able to go ahead, bully the weak defensive line of the Cowboys, control the clock, run the ball, and shorten the game up, and that the defense with the rest of the players that they have left on that defense will be able to go ahead and hold down Romo, Witten, and Dez enough to go ahead and, you know, get the victory. So, but if the Cowboys defense wasn't the trash that they are, I would pick the Cowboys, but I can't do it. I'm not going to do that to myself. So I'm going with the 49ers in that game.
See, this is another game where we know, you know, the Cowboys are probably going to put points on the board. Like you said, though, they're not going to be able to stop anybody. We really haven't seen Romo play a lot in the preseason. I'm still worried about his back, even though people aren't, you know, in actual live action. So I just think the 49ers have enough, you know, their defense is going to be solid. Matter of fact, I don't think the Cowboys. I think the 49ers defense will be solid enough. And on the other end, like you said, a scrambling quarterback like Kaepernick is just going to have a lot of confusion going on. And the 49ers should be straight in this game. So I'm picking the 49ers as well. This is another interesting game. I'm curious to see how you're going to go because I'm still kind of caught up in this one. But the Giants at the Lions.
Oh, this is easy for me. I'm going Detroit. I'm going Detroit because the Giants they got 4 new starters on their offensive line. Eli's been looking lost in the sauce. He don't look like he's grasped the new offense yet. Then you look at the receiver they took in the first round, ODB, also known as Odell Beckham. He hasn't played the whole preseason. They're going to start Victor Cruz. I believe Julius Randle as a wide receiver is not bad. Now, I think the Giants are going to go back to Parcells football, and they're going to have to lean on their running game. And I know you can run on Detroit, but I just think that with no threat of a passing game at all from Eli, nothing is going to be considered effective. I think that and that game's Detroit, right?
Yes, at Detroit.
Yeah, I think that Detroit can go ahead and get that W. And I still not sold on Detroit as like some people have them as a wild card team, because I still think they're going to do things that keep other teams in games. And I think this game is going to be closer than what it should be because of the fact that Detroit finds ways to let people back in the game. But despite the fact I really do like the Giants secondary, I'm still going to go with Detroit at home purely because they got Golden Tate, Megatron, Joyce Bell, Reggie Bush, and things of that nature, and they're also home. And I just don't believe that Eli's play with confidence or that offense is anything that I can look at and think that those guys are going to hold up to Sue and Fairley on that defensive line. I think Eli's going to be running for his life.
You know, I'm looking at this game, and, you know, I don't want to be a homer and pick my Giants all the time, but I may go with them for the fact that who they're playing. And the reason is that I think the Giants' offense, like you said, is going to go back to a little more Parcells-type style. I think Eli's going to be doing, instead of five-step dropbacks, getting it out of the cans quicker. I think they're going to be using the running backs more, and, you know, and as far as, you know, just kind of quick hit drops when they're not actually handing the ball off to them. I think this kid, I think his name's the rookie, Andre Williams, and Jennings.
Yeah.
I think those two are going to be surprises this year in the league with the Giants. And then I think, you know, once they get that established, he may be able to look downfield more to cruising them. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to give them a little bit the benefit of the doubt week one in the road. It's probably jumping out a little bit, but because they're not playing a juggernaut and I do want to have a little faith in my squad, I'm going to lean with them a little bit on the road week one. Chargers at the Cards. Very interesting week one game.
I'm taking San Diego. I'm taking San Diego because they have not only they have a better quarterback, but I'm also looking at the fact that Cardinals don't have the best inside linebacker. Darrell Washington, he's out for the season for coming up hot on a piss test the third time. So he's like Josh Gordon. Then you got the other middle linebacker, Dansby. He signed a free agent to go to Cleveland. Then their best run stuffer, Darnell Dockett, he tore his knee up in during the preseason. So all that going on, the defense everybody saw last year. Oh, and also Honey Badger's coming off an injury, and I know it takes a year to come back from an injury. So all that being said, and also the Arizona's offense has never been nothing anybody's been scared of. It's going to be a rough place to go into, but I see San Diego going in there, playing some 80-style ball, running the ball, throwing the ball to backs, getting the ball quickly out of Rivers' hand. And I also think that this is going to be a surprise here to some people that think the San Diego defense is going to be one of the better defenses in the league, and look for the duo of Freedy and Ingram going ahead and putting a lot of pressure on quarterbacks and doing some things that we saw Kansas City do in reference to terrorizing quarterbacks, getting sacks and pressure, and getting the ball back over to the offense. I really like San Diego's front seven this year.
Man, this right here really, bro, is a hard game for me to pick because, like you said, all the things you mentioned that are going on with the Cardinals right now, even though they are at home, but yet I really like Arizona's defense. And as good as Rivers is, he just seems to me he's an up-and-down type of cat. I just don't think I don't think that offense is gonna come out the gate as strong as they should week one on the road. So in that regard, I'm gonna jump out there, even though they are at home. I'm gonna jump out there a little and give the Cards. I'm gonna pick the Cards to win this one at home. So I just think their defense will be enough against the Chargers on the road week one. And that's it, man. We picked every game. So, and a little over an hour, we'll see how things go off with this first Seattle at the Packers game. And then,
we're not done. So we did all the NFL picks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what your boys gonna do this week? Number 7, Michigan State going up to Eugene, Oregon to go see your boy Mariota in Oregon.
My boys, Michigan. You know me, man. I like Oregon, man. You know, I like.
I know. I'm asking you what they gonna do. Number 7's coming to the building.
Hey, man, I still see points being put on the board. I don't. You know, it's not like they're playing an SEC powerhouse, so I don't think that offense is going to be stopped. So I see Oregon putting up at least 45 points, man.
Damn, 45?
That's what they do. So,
I said the number 7 team in the nation, right? Number 7? Did you hear that part, or you don't care?
Yeah, that's what I heard, man. But, you know, eventually one day these dudes are actually going to play a real squad and show up. And for the fact that they're at home and it's early in the season, hopefully it's going to be this week. You know, and I'm just not scared of those Ohio States, Wisconsin, Michigan State.
Well, you know what I call the Big Ten, right?
What's that?
I call it the WAC 10. That's what I call it.
But you call it you call the Pac-10 the WAC 10 too, right?
Yes, I call it. Because the thing is, they all good, but when they play somebody for real, then they get the smack down. So, you know.
So what you got, man? How's the game going?
I'm with you. I have Oregon winning the game by 21+. Now, I was looking for somebody to call in today. A gentleman by the name of Charles Gresham from Philadelphia. He's a Big Ten fan, and he thinks there's no way in hell that Michigan State's going to go up to Eugene and they're going to get embarrassed because they were such a highly rated defense last year. And I'm trying to explain to him that a Big Ten offense, what they will see there is going to be totally different than when they go to the Pac-10 and have to see Mariota and them cats.
Yeah, them boys, they play fast. You know, they go deep. I like watching Oregon play, man. So I'm glad it's kind of the big game of the week. So I'll make sure I watch a little bit of that. It's going to be an interesting game, but hopefully they actually show up, though.
You also have believe it's Stanford and USC, and then you also have Michigan, Notre Dame. So those are 3 that some of the top games. It's still a lot of interesting head-to-head matches this week. But I know definitely the big game, second week of the season, is number 7 Michigan State going to Eugene. But I have them getting blown out too, because they're just not. The only team they see that's similar to that is Ohio State, and they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship last year. But that guy they have impersonating the quarterback, Braxton Miller, he's nowhere in comparison to Mariota. So,
no, not at all. So it'll be interesting, man. We'll definitely have to chop it up on that one. When we get back Monday, we'll do our review show, see how our picks went, maybe talk a little bit of fantasy football, see how we hold up week 1, man. But, that's it. We got them all in the books, man, so let's get out of here. We're doing in a little bit of overtime. I'm going to leave you guys with one of the new Dilated People songs called The Big Picture. This is Beat Street Sports Talk Radio. Peace.
More weed, man. This actually almost gone. Been a long time coming. Yeah. Hey.
I know when I was growing up, sometimes you, sometimes me, always love. Train hard, now I focus up. God is all, but ain't had enough. I learned when I was growing up, sometimes you, sometimes me, always love. Train hard, now I focus up. Got it all, but ain't had enough.
I'm out the shed and the tools brand new. Dear mama dropped some jewels that I never ran through. The most driven, never sat up in the backseat. The most forgiving, never flagging down a taxi. That's my word if it's meant to outgrow. Like I used to run home to catch the last of my show. Some move to the future, others living it slow. Old tunes try to find where the memories flow. You know I try to chase them down, no dragon shit. They shot a beetle, do people still imagine? I think the world could be a better place. No fan, but I still set a table and I said it's great. I think I let you in my life, all access. Gifts and curses, closed captions. misinterpreting the passion. Saving face ain't a game, ain't a time for retraction. I learned one way, then front the opposite. I learned behind the beat, now I learn on top of it. I do go against the grain.